Mama, there goes that man. Holy shit. The Los Angeles Clippers. The Los Angeles Clippers that were down 0-2 to the Dallas Mavericks, down 0-2 to the Utah Jazz, lost their best player in Kawhi Leonard, also lost Serge Ibaka before the playoffs even started. The team that blew a 3-1 lead just last season, a team before that constantly fell short in the most crucial moments, actually stepped up to the plate and delivered. I know everyone slanders Clippers, including myself. Just can't help but feel happy for these guys, especially their role players. These guys just played out of their mind. They were not intimidated by the bright lights. They stepped up. Terrence Mann dropped his career high, 39 points, 15 to 21 from the field, 7 of 10 from three-point range. He stepped up tremendously in the absence of Kawhi Leonard. This was a guy who was not in the rotation in the early part of the playoffs. I know a lot of people were begging them to start to play him more against the Mavs series, and then they did. He stepped up. He continued to step up. And when Kawhi went down, he played out of his mind. Also, Reggie Jackson. He's been playing out of his mind the entire playoffs. He's been playing great basketball. Everyone's talking about this team needed a point guard. That's why they got Rondo. No, Reggie Jackson is that guy. He can get a bucket whenever he needs to. He just has so much confidence. Like, he's not the best point guard. He's not the greatest skilled guy. He wasn't this great shooter, but he just has so much confidence, man. He feels like he can get a bucket over anyone, and that's what matters. He is not afraid of the moments, man. Late in that game, I just saw him take the ball and just go right at Rudy Gobert with no regard, man. And he was just out of his mind. That rebound he caught off the tip out, and just that slick bounce pass right to Terrence Mann, I believe it was, for the easy layup. He was making plays. Patrick Beverley, he was just hitting threes, contested threes and everything. He's barking, just jumping, double teaming Donovan Mitchell and just like the top of the key. These guys were just out there dying to win that game. They wanted it more. As much of a cliche that is, they proved it. They played like it. They just had no fear of the Utah Jazz, man. And Paul George, Playoff P, the man everybody slanders. Everybody slanders. He stepped up. He played like the Indiana Paul George. I know he made comments prior to this game talking about, oh, yeah, Indiana Paul George. I'm coming back to that. And in years previous, that basically just means, oh, it's a guaranteed choke out from Paul George. But no, he actually delivered this time. He delivered. He had many, in like the late game, many contested mid-range shots that he just drilled them. He nailed them. I know he had like one offensive foul late in that game, but he was tremendous towards the end. Big shout out to him. But, man, I'm just happy for these Clippers, man. They have a legit chance to go to the finals. I think they can beat the Phoenix Suns. It's not going to be easy, but there's some things they can take advantage of, like they did in this series. Maybe they can take advantage of DeAndre Ayton, similarly to how they took Rudy Gobert out the game. But of course, Rudy Gobert has no offense. DeAndre Ayton can score the basketball. But speaking of Rudy Gobert, he should just stay off Twitter all night tonight. Just stay off Twitter the entire offseason. There's no reason that the Defensive Player of the Year should be getting picked on and exposed and targeted in the playoffs. Kevin Durant already called this out prior to the season, where he said, how are you a Defensive Player of the Year? But yeah, we're targeting you in the playoffs. And that's the problem with Rudy Gobert. He is a great player. He has a tremendous impact on defense at the rim. It's great in the regular season. It's great in times in the playoffs. It is not great towards the end of a game in a playoff series. The Clippers made that adjustment. Down 25. They say, all right, you know what we're doing? 5 out. Everyone on the floor, they can shoot. Rudy Gobert, come in the paint. Come out the paint. That's what I meant. Come out the paint. And try. Try to guard one of these guys out on the perimeter. Try to close out on a shooter. Let's see how that works. And offensively, what is he going to do? They don't have to worry about him. What, he's going to get an occasional putback, an occasional lob? If they even try to post him up, boom, easy foul. If you can, foul him. He shoots what, 60% from the line? There was just no reason to play Rudy Gobert towards the end of the game. If he's not going to give you offensive production, he's obviously not giving you defensive production because there's just no reason to play him. But that's a tough situation because Rudy Gobert is a great defender. He's a huge reason why they're the number 1 seed. But hey, when your best player or second best player can't play in the end of these games, it's just a problem. And there's no easy adjustments for that because, he's signed long term. He is a big part of their success. And it's not an easy thing that they can just find a way to negate because he's always going to be targeted. He's been targeted for years with the Warriors, with the Rockets. But hey, what can you do, man? Shout out to the Clippers. Great team win for them. I'm truly excited to see them play against the Suns. I know both these teams are compromised, but maybe in the way that makes it a little bit better. Hopefully both Kawhi and CP3 come play 100% and we can see even better basketball. That's all for today, guys. Good night.